Nerds and geeks back at it again. Yours truly, King Nerdificent Waller Sharp in the building with a major delay. Hey, you know what? Living in Altadena, I've realized that because everything that was burnt down includes a lot of our lines which connect us to internet and all that type of shit. And it's just like the rebuild up here is still very real. I still look across the street and there's still just properties burned down. Every time I drive around my block, property still burned out. So every time I think about the internet being out, think about all these shit that's happened, I'm like, fucking eating fire strikes again. But enough with that. This is the legendary Nerd-O-Roundtable. Yours truly, King Nerdificent Waller Sharp in the building, joined by the most magnificent nerds on planet Earth. Going clockwise, we've got the one and only Mo Kelly. What it do, good sir?
Man, we got some good news and we got some bad news tonight. And I even have the secret sauce for how a movie can generate $1 billion in revenue. You wouldn't have heard this anywhere else. I got something special.
Oh, snap. I love it. Next up, Ryan Twitch Master McBain, who said, I got something for your ass tonight.
In brightest day and blackest night, no grandma shall escape my sight.
Strong like bull.
Come on, Liz. Come on, Liz. Come on, Liz.
If you want to ride,
Dr. Liz for the freeway.
Ride the white horse.
I thought you were going in a whole different direction.
No.
Just up and down.
Yeah, the same direction she was going.
Anywho, good evening, everyone.
And Thomas talking Cunningham.
Hey, Tuala's on at the end of Nerd Street internet.
Not Ocean.
I absolutely am. Look, we've got a lot of catching up to do. One, we never got to hit the ninth Jedi, which is legendary in our text thread. The ninth Jedi gets all caps. Reacher's back. D23 happened, and D23 had some amazing drops, which I believe Disney as a property rightfully held back from Comic-Con, which, why give it to Comic-Con? It's like if you're going to have your own event, drop the heat at your own event.
And did they drop?
Most importantly, they dropped. They dropped that ass. They dropped it like it's hot. Most importantly, though, and this, I actually forgot that it was coming. And so when it dropped, I was kind of surprised. And then I said, wait a minute, this isn't real. But it was. Green Lantern actually dropped last night, and I don't recall there being a lot of news like it's up now, but I opened up HBO Max and there it was, because I thought I was going to try to catch another episode of Reach or something. I was like, let me see what else is there. Green Lantern or Lanterns is there. And I will say, after watching this series, I have to give Tom all the credit in the world. Tom was right when Tom said that James Gunn is not the one to lead the future of the DC universe. And I say that because while James Gunn had a moment with Guardians of the Galaxy, and he came through with that series, Peacemaker, which was phenomenal all around, quirky, fun, violent, action-packed, real nerd stuff happening in Peacemaker. Then he launches the DC universe with Superman to lukewarm reception, and he follows that up with Supergirl to absolutely shitty reception, quite possibly the worst cinematic nerd release since Madam Web. And that's a low bar to hit when you're on Madam Web level.
I think there's been worse. Maybe has it been worse?
There may have been worse, but for this budget, no. For this budget, there have not been.
Yeah,
Can I just say this one thing though, Twala?
Dark Phoenix.
I too must give Tom his flowers, because he said something that I didn't agree with, and I have to admit that I was wrong. He was right. He said that James Gunn does his best with quirky characters, not really like serious characters. And I thought Tom was on the pipe. It turns out I'm on the pipe.
Yeah.
And Tom was right.
Along with at least one DC grandma.
Wait.
She was young for grandma.
That's fine.
That's Marissa Tomei of grandmas.
Yeah. Are we including lanterns in the DC Gunn universe?
No, because Gunn had nothing to do with it.
It's the counterpoint. That's the thing. Snyder took a very polarizing, dark, Watchmen adjacent, deconstructed superhero vision of the DCU. And with the canonical Trinity, that's not a sellable point. And then you got Gunn, on the other hand, who took it in entirely the opposite direction. And he, Taika Waititi, Thor, Love and Thunder, the DCU with too light a touch, too quirky, screaming goats. It was just too much Crag, too much Russell Crowe in a gilt chess piece. It was, he took it in the wrong direction, and there was no happy medium. Like I said, like we talked about, I think it was in the previous podcast, Bruce Timm knows how to strike the right balance.
Yeah.
All you have to do is look at the animated universe to see that you need somebody who understands comic book properties need a delicate blend. You can't go all dark and serious unless you're like Blade. And even then, Blade had a lot of one-liners that have become, some of the biggest catchphrases in nerddom. But you've got to appreciate the reverence with which your audience loves the characters. You can't just go off and pretend like, well, I can do whatever I want because it's a comic book movie and nobody cares anyway. $2 billion worth of people care about Brand New Day because the team that put it together cared and took some care to present something that's resonating. And there's nothing in the DCU that came even close.
Are you saying that James Gunn is a motherfucker always trying to ice skate uphill? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying.
I get that reference.
Look, I mean, the issue at hand is that James Gunn is working with less than, I'd say, a quarter of the control that Feige had when he launched the MCU. And when I say a quarter control, because there is no, as we can see, game plan for this. This is just, I'm putting out projects, movies, TV series. I'm backing them just based on how I feel, it seems like, because Supergirl is connected to Superman in a way that's not interesting. Lanterns is connected to possibly, maybe Superman, if only because Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner is set to make an appearance. But from my understanding, that appearance was shoehorned in because, again, this is a series that was already in the wraps. Then you got to look at the fact that we got Clayface coming out this year, and you have to wonder, is there any synergy? Is there any connection? Are you telling a story at all, or are you just dropping things? And unfortunately, when you say you've got a universe, what you're telling those of us who know what a universe is, whether you're an initiated, dyed-in-the-wool nerd, or you're just a random fan, you come to think of that as something connected, something telling a bigger story. And so far, we're not only are we not seeing a bigger story, but we're not seeing an interesting story or a story worth investing in. Even though I thought Lanterns had its moments, the entire time I kept saying to myself is, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? Like what is this about, and why are we watching this? What is the plan for this? Is this just some Elseworld shit and you're just doing a story on the side? And if that's the case, it's a hard sell. Unfortunately, it's a hard sell, and it ends in a way that is so anticlimactic for me. I said, fuck out of here, man.
Well, so here's one of the things that I find interesting about what you just said, Twala, in terms of the disconnectedness of the DC universe. We know there's not a connected DC universe because there's the Batman 2. You have one of your biggest characters dropping a second movie outside of the realm of the other big characters. And we know there's a Batman
and the Joker
in this universe because Peacemaker showed the silhouettes again with a revised set of silhouettes. So we know there is a Batman in his universe. He spent more time creating what I consider to be a somewhat interesting narrative with Creature Commandos, and we're not going to see those characters I don't think we're going to see live action versions of the Countess or or the Bride or any of those. I just don't see it.
All we're seeing so far is Rick Flag Sr.
Right. And again, we know that technically is the same Rick Flag, but the person that they have cast as Rick Flag doesn't look like him really. So it's just it's a mess. I would much rather talk about onto Lanterns just quickly. Damon Lindelof,
who I love what he did with Watchmen
and The Leftovers. I mean, this is a guy who knows how to make compelling small screen narratives, and he has had success with DC Universe properties. And the thing I like about what he did with The Watchmen is that he actually completely abandoned a lot of the extra that has been done with The Watchmen and those characters since the Watchmen comic book came out, and all the different little iterations that they've had, especially since Dr. Manhattan is, I guess, the DC Universe god. And he created something that was fresh and new that built off the existing visual narrative. It has nothing to do with the Watchmen comic books, except that, Manhattan is the central figure. It changes a lot of the mythology, but it advanced the mythology in a way that was really cool. I see him trying to do the same thing with Lanterns. I'm just a little confused about what we know about Lantern rules, given where episode 1 ends. And I don't know if we're getting into spoilers, but there are time jumps in Lanterns, and episode 1 ends with the termination of a critically important character.
Yeah.
And it does not appear that the Lantern torch has been passed when we stumble upon this person. So
I'll say this because it's not really a spoiler because Kyle Chandler, he's doing interviews and it's all out and all over the realm that the show ends with the death of not only the first Green Lantern, but
on Earth,
the Green Lantern that everyone came to know and love as being the brightest day and the darkest night. Yes, right. John Stewart became a seminal, the most important Green Lantern to ever wear the ring. Once he started really, they started really letting him strut his stuff. But we don't know about Green Lanterns on planet Earth without Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan deserved better. And I thought the disrespect that they gave him by introducing him as some washed out, scraggly, grumpy ass Green Lantern, it was fine when we thought that was just a little shtick in the trailer, but to find out that that's who he is and that's what we're going to get, and you dismiss him as if he doesn't really matter at all. For anyone who doesn't know better, you would think that that's just it. And I thought that a character who has had some, 5 or 6 decades worth of comics to just be written off like that, I'm like, this is disrespectful unless they're going to do some weird thing where he's still alive.
I don't think he's dead.
Maybe he's an alien because they made a big point of talking about aliens and clones and how they can appear to be whoever, because as you were hinting at, Tom, Green Lanterns, if they die, we know what happens to their rings. And unless you're just saying that this lore is introducing us to a world where when you watch the end of this, it does not appear that John Stewart has inherited the ring. It appears that because when he checks the hand, he's like, where's the ring, motherfucker?
Well, that was everyone's point, because we know that the ring is supposed to choose, not the Lantern is supposed to choose, even though it's kind of cloudy between Abin Sur and how he came to Hal Jordan. So there must be some sort of input the Lantern can have on where the ring goes next.
Well, and they also introduced for the people who watched the trailer after, And I'm going to give a shout out to Tom Falcon, who is on here posting a lot of comments. Daryl Sexton is in here sharing, and Scholarly Talk on Life is in the chat. So thank you, Tom Falcon. We do see you, and we are saying hello. The Ring does choose, but they have introduced kind of like in Captain Marvel, they've introduced a human face to the Guardians. And it seems like she was prepping the transfer by having a trainee. One of the things that is a bit disconcerting, because the show starts in 2016, and then by the end, there's this time jump to 2026. And the other twist about the Ring not finding John is, what the hell has he been doing for 10 years? Have they just been doing this? He's been growing
a beard and goatee.
Right. Why doesn't he have a ring, with or without? Because obviously in the comic books, Jon Stewart existed just like Guy Gardner existed, and Kyle Rayner and Hal Jordan all had rings on Earth, even though Kyle's, doing a lot more off-world stuff now. The point is that it's never been a thing in Lantern lore ever since they started expanding Hal Jordan's role and what other Lanterns might do on helping out Earth. He should have a ring by now, regardless of Hal Jordan being alive. In 10 years, what are the Guardians waiting for? It doesn't even usually happen like that. It happened in an instant for Abin Sur.
Yeah.
He just crashed, and there he was, and he got the ring. And now 10 years later, Jon Stewart is just, shaving his head and growing a beard. What are we doing?
During the podcast after the show, one of the writers, directors hinted, I think they might even have said that Guy Gardner has the ring.
Guy Gardner has Jon Stewart's ring?
Yeah. Now, I don't know if that's true or not.
That's out of order, isn't it?
It is out of order.
Yeah.
It is out of order.
But
that's definitely a WTF kind of thing.
Yeah, that's goofy.
But I mean,
it goes to show that this is really and truly a loose leaf structured show that like it's gonna crumble. This is not a show where the first episode is solid.
Okay, see, here's the thing. I really like the
it's
first
something
episode because that interrogation scene was fucking lit.
The interrogation scene was amazing.
It was.
When I'm watching this and like everyone thinks that Hal is full of shit, the detective and John, they don't believe him. But Hal is dead set. He has this gut feeling that this guy's an alien. And the fact that he figures out and knows for sure that the alien is the alien because the alien ain't racist is funny as fuck. That's hilarious to me. Also, I don't think Hal's dead. I really don't. I said this to Mo. They wouldn't have brought up the whole the entire you uploading your consciousness up into quote unquote the cloud for no apparent reason. There's something more to that. Also, I personally think they're gonna do the rebirth storyline because I'm telling you this: if Parallax is mentioned at all, Hal's coming back. Okay, because
correct, I agree.
Like he's
essential to the storyline.
No, he's acting differently. Like something happened to him before he uploaded his consciousness. Because they're two totally different people. So something's there. I think that Hal was already infected during 2016. That's just my opinion, but I just don't believe that Hal Jordan is truly dead.
That'll be interesting to see if they're going to be able to cross that bridge from now until the end of the series, especially because they've let us know that at least trailer-wise, that the big bad that they're facing is the threat of the Manhunters coming after him, which is a significant threat. The Manhunters, that is a big enough threat for them to be dealing with by themselves. So to add in Parallax, it's an interesting theory. It really is. I mean, I can't find really any fault in it. I just wonder if this is the series that's going to be able to bite that much off. I don't know. I don't know.
I have a question.
I don't think the series can bite off as much as that grandma did.
Okay. All right. I mean, we can go there. Like, I just had one more question. So is it true that it seems like John was trained at an early age to be like fearless?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they set that up.
So
Hey yo, taking that bullet to the head, essentially, with putting an apple on your head and your father shooting up, you just staring. That was one of the coldest things I have ever seen someone do to say that they're not scared. I said to myself, hey, fuck that. Give that dude every color ring. Because that was crazy as shit.
Did you notice the row of bullet holes on the wall?
Yes.
I did. Yes.
So he started that shit when that kid was about 3.
At least.
And standing in exactly the same place. If we could for a moment, because everybody seems to really like the interrogation scene, it was giving me Agent Smith vibes when they're talking and he's talking to Morpheus and Morpheus is all like jittery and everything. And he says, it's the smell. The smell of it. And he gave that same sort of, you sweaty, lumbering beasts on this backwater planet, blah, blah, blah. And as he was explaining what he was about to do, the one thing that occurred to me is that I was waiting for him to just go on ahead and trigger it. And it seemed like he was still thinking in his head that perhaps there was a way for him to get out of this. But it took him another minute and a half before he triggered the sequence. And I wasn't so sure about that character's motivation. Once he knew there was no return, I don't know why he just didn't try to get him.
Yeah. For me, I thought it was somewhat lazy that an alien species that advanced puts alarms or puts tones in their bombs as they're about to go off. I said to myself, are you shitting me right now? That you're literally going to have it going beep, beep. I'm like, okay, sure. I mean, to me, that was lazy. And I get we as the audience may not have, but to me, he could have started glowing or something. He's an alien. The beeping to me was whack. I like what happened. I like how he threw him in that bubble and contained it because I was like, oh, it's on and popping with that. That was a dope ass scene. Everything about that scene was dope. I really like when the grandma's husband confronted John about him digging her out in the bar. Like
very subtle, like it was very subtle.
Eating off another man's grill.
It took me a second to go like, huh? And then they started talking back and forth. And also Kyle Chandler killed it in this role. I was very, very I don't know. Before the show even started, I was like, dude, this guy's 60. I don't know how I was gonna feel, but everything he did, everything he said was fucking hilarious to me. I thought he was gonna scold John after finding out that he cracked the grandma, and he goes, "I'm impressed. You only been here 24 hours." That's fucking funny. Also, back to the interrogation scene. Something seriously happened 10 years ago because when the aliens started quoting the oath, fucking Hal lost it. Something fucking happened to him 10 years ago.
Good observation.
And maybe it had something to do with the Manhunters. I mean, we're being kind of led to believe, I think. Now the Manhunters were, once that became a thing in the comic books, they could clearly physically overpower a non-ring bearing human without even breathing hard. I mean, these were like super Nimrod level sentinels kind of. So they were enormously powerful, enough to be made by the Guardians to be the watchers of the entire universe until they, went in a different direction with their programming. So it was a little odd to me. I don't think he is a Manhunter. And I think to your point, it is quite possible that is not actually Hal's body sitting in the bleachers.
They mentioned that during the interrogation scene. They can take different forms. It's hard to detect if they're really doing that or not. So
and of course, this is a particular comic book character with so many different iterations and resources. It is perfectly reasonable to believe that Kyle could be resurrected, especially since they've introduced the cloud backups. And it may be that because they want to pass the torch and they don't want too many lanterns in Gunn's universe, that he is just going to be this digital thing. And there was one last backup before he did the thing. And now he's just going to be living kind of like Data with all of Hal's memories and can recite like the best AI possible and be and react the way Hal would react. Because they don't need him to have a ring because they got 2 ring wielders on planet. Not that there's going to be very many more gun movies. Because
you mean you mean what they should have done in Ironheart with Iron Man? You mean like that? That's what they should have done.
Well, and they tested the waters with her best friend, who Mephisto ended up reincarnating. So we know that there's no real way. I mean, Vision Quest is going to speak to that similar kind of idea of a digital intelligence that can be recovered and being brought manifest into the real world again. So
I will give David Lindelof props for being a student of police procedurals, because there were a lot of things that happened as far as how they were conducting their investigation, and how you did really have that seasoned cop teaching the rookie the ways. I thought that whole scene on the football field after the mass murder, I thought that was magnificently executed in how knew what was going down and still let John go on down to do his own thing. And when John stepped on that field and the sheriff stopped him and was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Are you about to tell me about such and such and such and such?" And when she started school, you could see the look on Aaron Pierre's face where and I love that he said, "I fucked up, didn't I?" Because I was like, yo, this is really that stuff. I was into it for that, because I said, you guys promised a police procedural involving aliens, and you did deliver on that. Episode 1, I was like, yeah, take away the aliens, and this could be just a really good police show, a la True Detectives or something like that. So on that level, I'm like, okay, a lot of thought went into doing that. I think the things that just kind of irk me are the relying on the name Lanterns and not really leaning into it, and just kind of just going how you want to go.
Still, it's still only the first episode.
It felt like it felt like a serious version or a serious treatment of Men in Black so far. Like it wasn't as goofy, it's like more like how I think it should be. Not all aliens can't be funny all the damn time.
Right. Well, can we talk about the big D23 stuff?
We are talking about Lanterns, or we were,
about,
but let's
get to it more about that. But okay, I mean,
McBain, you filthy. Yes, the D23, absolutely stunning. The reveals, and for me, it wasn't even just the Marvel reveals; it was the things that they're doing with the theme parks, the rides that they're revealing, the expansion of the Avengers campus, and how they've gotten all the actors from everyone from Chris Hemsworth. They brought RDJ back to do some Tony Stark stuff. They've got Hunger, who plays Carol Danvers. What is that girl's name?
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. They got Imani Valal. They got Miss Mar. They got everyone involved to come on set and film these scenes to make this immersive Marvel experience at Disneyland. And I'm like, that's finally, you guys are paying off this promise of an Avengers campus. And with that, that they are invested in the future of the MCU. You're not expanding your theme park to this level without wanting to make sure that the MCU has a home. There's talk of them now including some X-Men level stuff. And so with what I saw at D23 and the reveals, the X-Men reveal, for me, I was clapping probably harder than I've ever clapped for anything related to X-Men, because I thought that casting was fucking peak. I thought to be, with the exception of Hunger, who plays Rogue, maybe I have to see her, in her full Rogue wear. I wasn't necessarily impressed by her, if only because, and this is my bad for thinking that Rogue should have been a little more well built. She should have been a little
well built. How
thicker, a little more muscular. No, I'm just saying. Look. I look for certain characters to look a certain way, and
how
Look, I'm going to say
Swallow.
I did not see hips, or I didn't see what most deaf would say, ass so fat you could see it from the front. I did not see that happening with this young lady, and I know it's wrong, but I have an idea in my mind of what Rogue should look like.
Yeah,
and to me, that wasn't Rogue. But the sister that they chose to play Storm, I shouted. I said, hell fucking yeah. I don't know this sister from nowhere, and no one else does. You know, she's done some Broadway. That's about it. We don't know her from Sam, but damn it, they cast her perfectly. Homeboy who's playing Scott Summers, great. He looked, I know we thought he was looking funny when we first saw the picture. When he stepped on stage, I said, dope. Very, very dope.
That's high praise from you, Wallace, since you're very.
Look, I know, and I am the X-Men film hater. I'm animated. I don't like anything X-Men has done, because over 50% of my 40-year comic collection is built on X-Men, and so I'm a hard-ass critic on X-Men. But this story that they can tell with Sinister as the lead villain right now, yeah, I'm in. I'm all in.
You know, I got into a rather heated interaction about the casting of Maya Boyd, because there's one particular content creator who most of the time finds herself making the controversial point. And so her video is about, I'm going to say the bad thing. And there's this interesting conversation within the Black community about colorism, and how Maya Boyd isn't even darkly skinned enough to be what they consider to be the real Storm. And my whole thing is that, so tell me you weren't alive in 1975 to read the comic books when the character was introduced, because she has never been Lupita Nyong'o's complexion. She just hasn't. And yes, she's Black and born of two Black parents in the comic books, but it's an American photojournalist and a Kenyan princess. I think maybe once in kind of a flashback, John Byrne maybe, you know, recreating when Aurora was a little baby and how she got the claustrophobia from being trapped in the plane car, all that stuff. You might see her parents in passing, but neither of them was particularly dark. And I think part of the challenge is that folks who've never been to Africa and haven't seen, you know, they may have this expectation that everybody on the continent is like really, 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 really dark skinned. And that's just not true, especially in Kenya, of all places, and in East Africa, where you have Somalis who have this kind of cinnamon red complexion, like Iman, for instance, who y'all really wanted. I know I wanted Iman to be Storm.
She looks pretty dark to me. I'm just saying.
She's definitely much darker than Amandla Stenberg and much darker than Halle Berry.
Right. And the other two characters were very much so more lighter on the brown skin spectrum. So this is like a pretty
absolutely.
And so, it's a great casting. I think it's fantastic.
I do too. And I'm knowing that she starred in Anne Juliet. It wasn't her that I saw at the Amundsen here in Los Angeles, but that is an aggressive role, and you have to have the show hinges on that performance, and to be able to sing those songs and command the stage. If she is anything like the young lady I saw do the show, I am completely confident in her acting ability. And besides that, I think she's a good visual match. A lot of people were talking Jodie Turner. A lot of people were talking to Wanda DeWise. And I would have been happy if they were doing that age cohort, but they're not. They're doing young X-Men. Yes. And so Sadie right now is 16, and she's 24 in real life? 24. And so Maya is 23. Wanda DeWise is 42 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that means 10 years from now. Fine. Oh, no, she's great. No, she looks amazing.
I mean,
she is aged like DeWine,
60, and she looks amazing.
No, but yeah, she's 60, but she cannot play a full-time superhero anymore. Halle Berry could not. And Wanda, 10 years from now,
she could be my superhero.
She's going to be 52. And action and stunts and everything.
So can we keep it a buck? The person that they cast for the last Storm shouldn't have been anybody's superhero.
No. And
She
she
could
didn't
barely
have the
do the
charisma
stunts.
and especially didn't
She got
have the
accidents.
wherewithal to be a horseman of the apocalypse.
Right.
No.
Now, who they had playing Psylocke, she played the hell out of that outfit at least. But this is a younger cast.
Fine.
They are planning for the future, people. And so you've got characters who are, maybe by the time the movie comes out, maybe they'll be 18 or 19 in the movie age. And I think it's wise to keep Wolverine out because you got to deal with the fact that Wolverine is actually 120 years old or whatever. And you don't need to do that because everybody still wants Hugh Jackman, and you don't need Hugh Jackman
Right now. You don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
So give these other kids, give these other characters a chance to breathe. There's a real reason why Scott Summers was so irrelevant that he was able to be killed off in the third movie.
Just say what it is, Tom. They made him a bitch in the Fox universe.
But this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because it was all about Wolverine.
Exactly.
And so you need to give
That's
these
true.
other characters, especially Storm. Storm was a punchline. What happens when a toad gets struck by
exactly.
lightning? The same thing that happens
Don't
to anything
remind
else.
me.
Are you kidding me?
I keep trying to tell people
There's
With the
no
Russian
menace in
accent.
that.
that Cyclops ain't no bitch. He's like the Captain America of the mutants, in my
Right.
opinion. I
We
think.
have to forget a lot of the X-Men that we have seen. when
Right.
it
We
comes
do.
And so
to
this
movies.
is why they're all about to die in Doomsday. But
Good riddance.
I think DeWanda, and the thing that was funny to me, because there were so many big applause lines of people just breaking out. When it finally got to Adam Driver, nobody, about 80% of the audience didn't know who Nathan Milbury was.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. When he said Magneto, the crowd went
Everybody
crazy.
was
And then when he
crazy.
said Nathan, Miller,
no.
it was like
Oh.
you didn't hear any clap. You heard maybe 3 or 4 little smatterings of clapping
Yeah.
happening.
The super fans knew.
Yes.
And what I said in a post was, if he had said Nathaniel Ethics, a much larger part of the audience would know. And if he said Mr. Sinister,
Yes.
everybody in the audience would have gone up, because he
Yeah.
is the biggest actor in the franchise right now, as far as length of career and people's awareness. And
For
he's
sure.
also one of the most visually spot on. I literally said, you put some baby powder on him and he's done. He's
He's
great.
done.
You don't have to
do
no
anything
prosthetics.
else.
You don't even have to give him a haircut. Just keep his ass like that and pancake his ass down in some clown makeup, and you're good.
Yeah.
They haven't casted
he
who's
looks
going to play
just like him.
who's going to play Magneto yet, though. That's what I'm
No, I
curious
don't think
about.
so. But again, I think they're trying to get away from Ian McKellen and what's his face?
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
No. The other guy who played Magneto.
Fassbender.
Fassbender.
Yeah, Michael
I
Fassbender.
like him.
And
That's
and
the
No,
I
only
don't-
one I
he's
didn't like.
fine.
Yeah,
But
I
he's
think
not
they're
just
too
doing
old.
they're not doing
No,
the
that's for
Magneto
sure. But I'm
story
saying
this
that's the
time.
one character probably that I liked from the
Okay.
new class.
I have a question for Tuala, because Tom and I don't agree, and that's fine. Just sometimes we just don't agree. Tuala, how do you feel about them changing the backstory of Magneto? Because when I was growing up, I always read about him being a Holocaust survivor. Now, I mean, how do you feel about that? If they're going to change that,
I think if they include Magneto, which at this point I don't think that they are going to, I think that they're looking at a longer term plan of building around Sinister, doing what Sinister does, experimenting, exposing, working on the mutant expansion behind the scenes, all leading towards the coming of Apocalypse. I believe that Sinister is more connected to Apocalypse than he is
Yes.
Magneto.
Oh, he
and
is,
I
absolutely.
don't
Oh, for
believe
sure.
that we're going to have a Magneto in this. But I don't think that you can do a Magneto connected to the Holocaust with this generation of X-Men or with this generation of film watchers. I
Yep.
know it is the storyline that we are most familiar with. But I also look at the fact that Tony Stark, his introduction to the MCU was an attack in the Middle East when the original Tony Stark was attacked in Vietnam, and you
True.
can't do that. And
Well,
I
let's be
think
real,
that what
though.
they've
I have a
done with
question.
No one really gave a like. Most
don't
people didn't give a
remember-
fuck about Tony Stark
no, I got you, I got
until
you.
the MCU started.
Yeah, but I don't
Uh,
remember the X-Men and X-Men, the first two X-Men movies being tied to him being attached to the Holocaust either.
No,
Talking
it was
about-
No, it was
he meant-
explicit.
The
it
first
was
five
explicit.
seconds.
It was in the first, yeah.
The
Yeah.
first
They
scene,
showed him
When the
shaking
gate.
the thing at
Yeah.
the gate.
Oh, that is true.
the
That
first
is
scene,
true.
he's like, "Yo, man, he's being
is
like
true.
his family's getting taken away by
I mean,
Nazis."
throughout
Yeah,
the,
that's true.
throughout the film, I think one of the dopest lines he had said in one of the films is, he said, I've worn a marking once and it'll never happen again. I
Yeah,
was like,
that was in
yeah.
That was in X3.
And
when,
actually, yeah, I
we don't wanna
think,
talk
when the
about
very
that, but yeah.
poorly cast Callisto made that.
Yeah.
oh god,
Say what you want about X3, but that scene was gangster because he fucking told us.
No, it was fine.
You ain't gonna put
But
no.
again-
You can put more ink on me.
I don't think that you
That's
can
true.
connect this film or connect that character if you're going to put him into the MCU. I don't think that you can make his story about the Holocaust. I think that they will do something that would drive him insane, a la kill his family. Like if they do something with Magneto, I believe that the only way you tell a story of Magneto is the way that they're talking about rolling this out. Like you're going to introduce Nightcrawler in the Ghost Rider film. You're going to introduce Storm in the Black Panther film. We're going to see the kickoff of this with Cyclops and Professor X kind of meeting Jean Grey and starting on this whole thing, because there's supposed to be this explosion of all of a sudden mutants are everywhere, and there's these incidents that are happening that start building this fear of mutants. We all know that was a heavy-handed hint and a half of your ass by them introducing this control chip. For some reason or another, he has a control chip that just controls powers, mutant powers. Great. Thanks, Spider-Man, for fucking betraying all of mutant kind without knowing it. But I think with damage control doing that,
though.
No. I got you. That now Civil War they had something similar, but I think something like this and having it impact, especially Jean Grey's powers the way that it did, I think that's a heavy-handed hint that that's going to be some type of thing that happens. Like if it gets out that Jean Grey, this mutant, caused this incident in New York, all of a sudden right there, damage control hasn't forgotten what's happened. Everyone is alive. They can eat. They're still damage control. Their job is to quote unquote protect the people, make the people aware. They start saying that there is these threats out there, these human beings born with these powers. They're not like good old Captain America who got his powers the old-fashioned way through a miracle drug, or Tony Stark who built his suit from the ground up. They're going to start comparing it to like monsters like the Hulk and make people afraid. So if you have a world where all of a sudden mutants are hunted, mutants are afraid, and they have to gather and coalesce and become a group to start protecting themselves, they get into it with the X-Men, and eventually you have, and all this could be manipulated by Sinister behind the scenes, but if you get to a point where you have an event where a mass number of mutants are killed, boom, you've got your Magneto story where maybe his kids are killed, everyone's killed, and he's just like, fuck that, it's time for the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Mike, I always thought
without any Holocaust story.
I thought what they were going to do. Apparently, I'm in the wrong here. That all these mutants that were going to be in the MCU were going to come from different Earths. Now it seems like mutants have always been here, and I'm just saying to myself, well, what fucking took you so long to show up? So apparently,
think about this. We have seen mutants. Of course, Kamala Khan, that was a big mutant drop. But in She-Hulk, they literally featured, 2 mutants without even saying that they're mutants, but there are mutants. The guy that She-Hulk was defending, the Immortal Man, I think it is, he's a mutant,
he is.
And then what's his name that was in the camp with Abomination? The fucking woolly beast guy, whatever. What was it? Toro. The Toro.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a mutant. So I said, I mean, mutants have been around, but it's like if you imagine that these are just people who are trying to live their lives, a la Wonder Man, Wonder Man, as we see, he's had his power since he was a kid. All right. And he's been hiding them. Think about all the people that could possibly be out there, like Wonder Man, who are like, you know what? I just want to go to fucking work
But
and do my job.
Here's what I think is going to be exploited as far as the mutant hysteria. The thing that was an undercurrent of the mutant hate was parents' fear that their children could become monsters. There's this, anybody could be a mutant. And the fact that anybody could be a mutant, and some mutants like Wagner have mutations that turn them into creatures. Some people like Hank McCoy have mutations that eventually manifest in them looking bizarre. Everybody's not pretty like Jean. Everybody's not pretty like Emma Frost. You could be Beak. You could be Leech. And all of a sudden your kid turns 13 and they sprout bat wings from their face. And that is unsettling. You look at Captain America, you knew it took a whole lot to create Captain America, and there aren't going to be any more. Tony Stark, you have to be a bazillionaire and a genius to make this suit, and there aren't going to be that many Tony Starks. These other, and like Reed Richards and Sue Storm, they had to be genius scientists and go into space and experience something that nobody else is really going to do in order to get their powers. But the thing about mutants is it could be me.
Yeah.
It could be my kid. And when you see this Jean Grey thing, if they're able to assign it, because right now, remember, in Brand New Day, it's not like everybody knew what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden they were frozen and then they weren't frozen anymore. This is a universe that has experienced the snap. This is a universe that has experienced the Sokovia Accords. There's already been hysteria built up around any powered individuals. And so you're in New York, you almost got nuclear bombed, and your entire city was damn near leveled by flying whales. So, this is not.
And they say that in the movie.
Exactly. It was a whole subplot of, and this is what happened in the Battle of New York and da-da-da-da-da. So people are still living with that fallout all these many years later. So some things are not as surprising or as scary as my wife disappeared and then 5 years later she came back. So mutants are not going to have the same sort of automatic hysteria creating stuff unless you have damage control, priming the pump, and feeding out Metzger level hate, and you build up things like the New York thing, and you have Kurt Wagner, who looks like a monster, although he never really looked like a monster.
Or it could just be damage control. It could just be damage control, putting it out there that this mutant X gene, is something that we don't know. And it's like, if you hear like your kid could catch, mutism or whatever. I mean, that's enough to spark fear in a world that sees stuff like that.
It's a lot of fear.
It's called mutism.
Like, I'm sure parents will be afraid that their kids are going to school with mutants. Also, I think there's a fear thing going around that people will probably say like, "Oh, we're being replaced. Like, humans are evolving, and we don't want to be replaced. You will not replace us." That bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, think about the world and where we are right now. We're literally still carting up immigrants and put them on buses and send them places that they don't live because we fear the takeover of just regular people. So like if in the film world, like the MCU, amplify that by 10 because this person can shoot lasers out their eyes. That's enough to make an organization like Damage Control go buck nutty and do some stupid shit and kill a bunch of mutants that literally has someone like Magneto saying, "My wife and child died, and I'm the only one with powers. And now you know what? I'm killing all you normies." I can see it. I mean, I think that's enough for them to do a Magneto story without having to tie us to something that I don't think is going to translate well within this comic universe that we're building, where we're telling more modern stories and we're not tying back to just things of that nature. We're just not.
It's just something that I'm gonna have to get used to. It's a me problem. I'm just one of the reasons why I love Magneto so much, because I looked at him, I was like, yo, that's a real one. That motherfucker's seen some shit. It's just something I'm gonna have to get used to. So
yeah. Right. Also out of D23, D23, I think I was really excited with the Ahsoka season 2 trailer.
Oh yeah, yes.
I thought
yes.
to myself, okay, this is fire. This is fire. And Star Wars has been on at least for their television. It seems they're putting more effort into their television stories, because I don't know if y'all watched it, man, but Ninth Jedi was quite possibly one of the best Star Wars adventures ever told on the small screen, in that it is a true story that really takes you back to what George Lucas was originally inspired by, and the inspiration for the entire Star Wars universe. When you go back to those old feudal samurai stories that inspired George Lucas to tell this movie, to do this movie, and you look at the Ninth Jedi, and not just the stunning anime on display, but it is a story that I swear I don't think I've been choked up watching a Star Wars story maybe since Rogue One. Even though you knew it was going to happen, when it happened, it was still like, damn, they went out. This is a story that I said to myself, why don't you have the people that did this do your Star Wars movies? They obviously get how to advance a story past the world of Luke and Leia and the Skywalker. This story is the only connective tissue is that Jedi existed at one point in time and they're back. That's it. There is no mention of anything else, and it's a story where you have to watch and say, okay, so this has nothing to do with anything I've ever watched before. This is its own story, and it still manages to tell a kick-ass story. Jesus, Ninth Jedi is good. But that's what I think about Ahsoka. I think, okay, Ahsoka's on that path. Now, Ryan wasn't feeling me on Starfighter.
I'm just saying, don't fall for the okie doke. I'm like, I agree. Like, some people didn't like Ahsoka season 1. I enjoyed it. I liked it. And from what I've seen from season 2, the trailer, I'm like, okay. But I'm not gonna go like, oh man, I'm excited for anything else. Because when it comes to Star Wars, it's hit or miss. And I'm not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Ryan, you've come to my side. You're with me.
On this one, yes.
What you get.
Yes.
Let it go when you don't.
What else did y'all see at D23 that excited you?
Frozen.
Frozen what?
Frozen 3 is coming.
Oh.
Incredibles is coming.
You said Incredibles?
Yes, Incredibles 3 is coming. What?
Yeah, it's coming. Incredibles 3, yeah. I mean, was there anything else exciting for y'all?
I'm a gamer, so I'll go with Kingdom Hearts 4. That's really big, but yeah.
That looked good. The Kingdom Hearts, that looked really, really good. A lot of the things I saw, like, Coco 2, Frozen 3, the Impossibles, what are they called? The Incredibles. The world of the animals, the furry animal world. Zootopia. They're doing another one of those. I just said to myself,
it was insanely popular. Zootopia 2 was better. Did better than Zootopia 3.
Yeah, but then, oh my God. And then they said there was, I thought I was seeing things, but they're actually doing another live action Lilo and Stitch. And I think that was about when I was ready to walk out the room, because I'm like,
Lilo Stitch 2. They're also doing a live action of Tangled. So they showed the first scenes. I have to admit, Homegirl is going to get typecast about being a witch. She's now a witch in everything.
Let's not forget, too, that they've basically come out and said they're cutting back on the movies and the TV shows. They're just going to be doing like Daredevil after Vision. And then they might do
in 2027 or 2028. It's 2028.
Some one-offs. What?
Yeah. No. You talking about the future of the television universe, Ryan?
Yeah. Well, I thought that Daredevil was coming out in March next season.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So
Daredevil hasn't been pushed back. No.
Yeah. Daredevil was not pushed back.
Yeah. No, but
Vision looks good.
I thought that news that after Vision, Daredevil's already in the wrap, but they're gonna just start doing the Marvel the features, just the features. Which, I mean, if you think about it, of the features that they've done, the features they scratch a necessary itch, and if you can put more time and effort into doing these one-off, 45-minute to hour-long specials,
that's the problem I have.
That tell a story.
Make it a little bit longer. Give me like a feature, like 2-hour feature of like Heroes for Hire. Give me that shit.
Because y'all not watching. This is the issue. Y'all not watching all this. They put out Doomsday, the watch list of Doomsday, which I have problems with. And half of that people aren't watching.
Yeah.
Haven't watched it. And now they try, and I feel like that's just propaganda to get people to watch.
It is. That list is absolute horseshit. That list is and I'll say that list is absolute horseshit because what you've just done, Disney and Disney Plus, is you've just said, hey, so we were bullshitting with y'all trying to have you watch all this shit for no reason, because none of this is going to have anything to do with the future of the MCU. Because the Disney Plus list, it excludes
the Marvels.
I mean, half of damn everything that we watch, all the series, all the everything. It's just like, so none of that shit's important.
So it seems like they're really trying to prep for things that are related to multiverse and introducing the concept of the multiverse and supporting the concept of the multiverse as essential.
Well, the Marvels does that at the very end.
I mean, that's
at the very end, but they're not going. Why would you force somebody to watch the Marvels again just for the bit at the end?
I like Spectrum. I'm saying, I hear you, but I'm just saying, I like Spectrum.
Like, aren't they jumping? Like, I mean, isn't that what Miss Marvel is doing?
No, not Miss Marvel. That's
I mean, yeah.
Miss Marvel's not the one who has the power.
Chavez.
It's America Chavez.
No, but in the Marvels, they all are coming together. They're jumping. I mean, that's the whole premise of the show.
Not jumping. They're
they were
powers.
going to different planets.
They're swapping powers. Yeah. So, but I mean, that means that you're writing out our girl that I said that y'all were like, no, she got to be in it.
Yeah, I don't know. Spectrum needs to be in it now.
No. She needs to be in it. She needs to be in it.
No, I'm talking about just from them. I'm like, when I looked at that, I was like, so y'all have just gone past Guardians. Y'all just
issue is
that list is tight. That list
they're
is
really like excluding a lot of the TV characters.
Mm-hmm.
There's still this disconnect between the movie universe and the TV universe. I mean, I know it's like almost impossible to somehow fit Daredevil in there, but it's just like, it's just my nerdism coming out. I would love to see Daredevil in either Doomsday or Secret Wars. I know it's not easy, but it's just my nerd stuff coming out.
But I mean, Daredevil never.
No, you're right. No, Tom, you're right. I'm just saying. It's just.
Well, it looks like you're getting. That's why you're getting Daredevil season 3, which takes place. They're saying like 6 to 12 months after the events of season 2, and there's a very strong, heavy implication that since he's behind bars, at least for part of the season, that's why Luke Cage is in, because it looks like he's going to be Mayor Luke Cage. And if Mayor Luke Cage is a thing, then it certainly makes sense to have Iron Fist in it too. So at least they're introducing a pathway for some of those characters to come back. Whether or not they might yet make an appearance, I certainly wouldn't have any problem with Luke Cage in Brand New Day 2 or whatever the hell the next one's going to be, because if they establish him as a mayor, but he can't be the mayor right now because the woman is the mayor in Brand New Day.
Is she the mayor? Is she?
Yeah, she's giving him the key to the city. And if it was, if Luke Cage was the mayor, he'd be in the shot.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know that they're going to go with Mayor Luke Cage for season 3, but it may be that that he's eyeing or positioning himself to run for mayor, and that may happen in the aftermath of the events of Brand New Day. But because we know that Brand New Day, what we're thinking is that Brand New Day is basically about 4 years after the end of No Way Home, and Daredevil starts about 2 years into season 2 starts about 2 years into the events of the gap between No Way Home and Brand New Day.
I'm so sorry, but the thing that I should have said that I was most excited about was Miles Morales.
Okay.
That drop, it was amazing.
You think it was the little boy?
No, she's talking about the trailer that leaked.
The trailer.
Oh, you're talking about,
yeah.
but that was mostly repurposed stuff and refigured stuff. That they say the trailer that we shared in our chat, that was a concept trailer. That wasn't an official trailer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm excited for it too. I think it looks great. I love the direction that it's going. You know, and I love that the father is, you know, that's the core of this last one, trying to keep the father alive and break the cycle. And he's a different Spider-Man, and it doesn't have to be the same inciting event. I love all of that. I was just a little disappointed to find out that the trailer that we were sharing was not really from Sony.
Yeah,
it was based on reveals, but it wasn't like an official trailer drop.
See, like what we saw, some of the shots weren't in the last movie, but like that happened. It's just like it was different, like angles and stuff like that.
Well, and they did show some of the footage was footage that I think was shown somewhere.
Yes.
And so they had some source material to try to work on to recreate. And with AI these days, if you had a sequence that was shot with a phone and you said recreate this using C-Dance 2, then it's not outside the realm of possibility. But I'm so impressed with the technical achievement of what they're doing with all of these animated Spider-Man movies that I just can't wait. I wish it were a weekly cartoon. I love that.
Yeah,
show.
look, if Sony would win with that, but you know, I don't know if Sony's ever going to get it right. Real quick before we get too far along, am I the only one who's watched Reacher?
I've watched the first episode.
I've watched the first 3 episodes.
Okay, well there you go.
Word up. What are y'all thinking so far?
It's great.
I like it.
All seasons are great. I mean, out of all the seasons so far, I think the 3rd season was my least favorite. Still good, but I just love the fact that this motherfucker is always getting himself into some trouble, just everywhere. And the first episode, I'm like, oh shit, dude, that's just some bad luck.
I like so far this season. To me, what stands out the most is the writers relying more on his intelligence and how quickly he puts things together. I think that that's something that we haven't seen as much. We've seen a lot of Braun, you know, we know he's a smart cat. We know he's experienced, but the way he's putting things together and the way he's breaking folks down, you know, in conversations and shutting them up, I think it's really, really interesting that they've decided to say, you know what, we know he can snap someone in half. We got that, but this is a character who in the books is insanely smart and you know works. He's Sherlock's home and some shit. And I think that what he's been doing so far and figuring out what's going on, I think that is probably the dopest thing. Because I'm like, yeah, we know we saw him put someone's head, you know, all through a staircase railing and look at folks like, yeah, I did that. So we know he can do it. But I like seeing him use his head.
The line of that episode, the first episode, when the cop, who's a total asshole, when they're interrogating him, goes, "You want to know what I think?" And Richard goes, "Stupid things." Just like this fucking guy, dude. I also like the fact that, like, dude, he's like struggling with dudes half his size. If you watch the fight scenes in the first episode, I'm like, dude, hey, Richard, you know that guy's like 5'9", right? I mean, come on, dude. But so far, after the first episode, I'm locked in. I like Reacher. I like the actor. Yeah, dude. I think this season might be on and popping.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think that the assistant cop guy, he's giving "you're not going to be here very long" vibes.
Yes.
Because
yeah.
He feels like cannon fodder. The sister, at least, the sister cop, at least she seems to be a little bit more on it. And
you're talking about the partner or the actual cop who's in uniform?
No. I'm talking about the co-interrogator from the first scene.
Yeah.
She seems to be on it. And my confusion is that, every season of Reacher, he gets a smash partner. And I thought that they may have been steering him towards the sister, but no, it's the Asian chick. Oh,
thanks for the spoiler, Tom. I mean,
I know you're going to fast forward to episode 3 just to see that.
They kind of hinted towards that in the first episode, so that's fine.
Yeah, because a woman who looks like you again. So
I was just saying, like, does she have the strength because she's dying right now? She's got leukemia.
Oh,
well,
I mean,
she was able to take that chemo.
Okay, all right. Are we going with the Asian chick or the grandma from Lanterns? I mean, what's the ranking? What's the scale?
I mean, the woman who plays the Asian chick isn't dying of leukemia, so I'm
just saying, McBain.
But as a man of a certain age, I appreciate that grandma was down.
Hey, the grandma saw Jon Stewart and she was like, "Gilf, Green Lanterns, I'd like to fuck."
I'm climbing that green tree.
Look, I mean, and look, if that's what Jon Stewart wanted to do, that's all fine and dandy, man. But
apparently it was.
I'm gonna tell you, as a black man in middle America and in a town that is absolutely Klan adjacent, and I am investigating an alien takeover, and I know for a fact that aliens can blend in and look just like you and I am not hooking up with some chick in a bar. To me, that is Kumo D. Go see the doctor all day long.
But you forget, my brother, that he was skeptical. He didn't like really believe how Jordan was saying. He was like, "Really? You sure?" So he didn't believe it at first. Just saying.
Yeah, he.
I mean, if he had a condom, then does it really matter?
He used the ring.
I don't know if he had a condom. Look, doctor, he did not go into the bathroom to purchase a condom. He was straight out in that truck, tiny ass truck cab, and he.
Well,
but
he
did have Hal's ring.
Yes,
because Hal gave him the ring.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true. And he started.
No ring, no love.
And he lit her cigarette with the ring.
I've seen more ways than one. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so
I mean, look, she is a grandmother, so therefore, I mean, nothing can happen.
Hey,
all right, this is
juvenile.
The
berry, the sweet of the juice. I mean, what?
This is juvenile, but
I'm sorry.
I think it's fair to say that he was ringed for her pleasure.
Okay. See.
I was started with saying you're juvenile.
You just made it worse.
He's asking about Lioness, and Lioness is one of my favorite series. I have enjoyed every season. I'm 2 episodes behind, I think, on this season because I didn't see it when it debuted. So, but yes, I love Lioness, and it's Taylor Sheridan, and he's an excellent showrunner. He's, basically Shonda Rhimes with extra whiskey. So I really love that series. I love everything about it. And this season starts off with a lot more extended sequences of the camaraderie of her Lioness crew and how tight they are and how devoted they are to each other. And given what happens in episode 1, when she gets kidnapped before the flashbacks, it holds a lot of promise for me in the season.
Nice. I haven't watched it. I don't have Paramount Plus. But I know that, everyone I know that watches it swears on it. Everyone I watch says Lioness is a phenomenal show, and it seems like it. Maybe I will go on to get a free trial.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
well,
it's a very good
wait until
show.
this season. Wait until this season is done, so you can watch all of it.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to get but I mean, if you've never watched the show, you've got 3 seasons to watch, and that's more than you could get through in a 7-day window. So,
okay,
but if you do see it,
I'll wait till my next summer break. My next summer break, get that week-long trial. I can knock it out.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's fair.
What else y'all watching?
Black Lantern's grandma.
Dr. Liz, what's on Apple TV?
Oh, well, I mean, there's quite a bit on Apple TV. I actually finished watching Lucky is on, and I don't know if I mentioned it before, but Lucky is actually really, really good. They just wrapped. It's really, really good. It's this kind of action. It's an action thriller with a female lead. And of course, I told you that Ted Lasso is back, so that's really good. And I really love what they did with the first episode, because now they're focusing on women's sports. And the first episode was a really good job at them going down this exchange of talking about the Negro Baseball League. And so it was a really good show. But Mo and I, before we started recording, we both went to see a movie that we don't recommend. Well, he likes it a little bit better than me. But it's The End of Oak Street. It's supposed to be this whole concept that all of a sudden a light flashes. It takes place in 1982. A light flashes. The Oak Street, the whole community turns all of a sudden into the Jurassic Age. The only cool thing that I like is the fact that all of the dinosaurs have feathers. So they really tried to hold true to the concept that they have feathers, which is the only thing about this. But just as Mo and I was describing, I'm not sure if Mo is back, but not sure if this is a comedy or not. I mean, I lost it. I was already kind of tapped out. Didn't really care who died, who didn't die. But when you had 2 dinosaurs having sex.
Wait, I'm sorry. Dinosaurs were having sex.
Ass is ass, man. I mean,
on the side of a house. I was like, what are we doing?
Dinosaurs having sex.
They got no beds nowhere. I mean, where else they gonna have sex?
I mean, I don't know, but I'm just saying that I mean
Dino Riders, huh? That's a deep cut. I'm sorry, Dino Riders is a deep cut.
Anyway, it's not interesting. The whole time I kept thinking about Anne Hathaway. Ma'am, do you need some money? Is this a check? It's an 1.5-hour movie. I've seen 0 promo on this. I haven't seen not one interview saying go for her to advertise for this movie to go see, because she is the star of the movie.
Did you hear what she said about dogs? How she says like any movie that has a dog dying should be rated R. I was just like,
well, the dog doesn't die. The dog is amazing. He's the savior of if it wasn't for the dog, I will say that the little boy of the movie would be dead. He is the savior of the story. I mean, it's so, and as a person who loves dogs,
we all love dogs.
I loved it. I love that part. The dog was like, I'm going to ride or die for my owner.
Yeah.
The dog fought off dinosaurs to protect the boy. I mean, it was heartwarming.
So this takes place on a block, though?
It takes place on a block, and they get time warped. They jump through another spear opens. I do love the fact that the black girl who lost all her family, she was like, hold the phone. I'ma see you there. And she jumps first while they trying to coordinate to figure out who jumps and how jumps. When she jumps, she's like, bounce, I'm out. She leaves them. And so eventually they all jump together and they come back in the past 20 minutes ahead of time as if nothing has happened. And so then they and then they call ahead and and they're close friends and everybody is saved in 20 minutes. And so then it happens all over again and they stand there and they watch it happen again.
Okay.
Okay, but the movie takes place on a block.
Yes, it takes place on a block.
So one city block with dinosaurs running amok.
Mm-hmm.
And
they can't get out.
Is it one dinosaur?
No, it's a lot of
dinosaurs. They go past the block, or they have to stay on that block. Or
they are staying in this block vicinity because there's a sphere around them.
And they're surviving the dinosaurs? I'm sorry, like the people are.
Most of them are being eaten. This is the one family that does survive, but mostly everybody's eaten. I mean, there's so many
the mother in this family is special ops agent. What is it that's allowing her to survive dinosaurs?
She's a mother.
I just need to know. So the power of motherhood is fighting off. I mean, are these little dinosaurs?
Oh, the Dinobots?
No, they're not little dinosaurs. And if anything has told you, Jurassic Park will tell you that little dinosaurs can be just as dangerous as the big dinosaurs.
No, clever girl.
Look, I get you. I get you on that, right? I'm confused at the whole thing about dinosaurs, plural.
Okay. Twala, they're saying the movie is trash. So
I know, right?
Can we be less confused about a movie you're not going to see? It doesn't matter.
It's an hour and a half.
Liz, this is literally, as you said, money laundering. Okay, I'll leave it at that.
Okay, all right. I mean, we're not arguing.
What you watching?
I mean, obviously, I'm watching Reacher, and I finished X-Men. X-Men
like
97.
You liked it?
I liked it, but I was bummed out. I'm like, poor Kurt, whatever. I'm like, I
was like, this is it.
Well, there's more. I think they're already filming the third season.
I know, but now I gotta wait.
I know.
Yeah.
I just wish they would have given my boy Bishop some more shine because that's my dude. But I like the show. It's not like perfect or it's not the greatest thing ever, but I thought it was pretty good. I do like. Now this is a subtle thing because when the show came out in '92, when they're showing the intro, whatever, it was always the same thing. Now, depending on what's going on during the show, the intro is always different. I was like, that's a nice touch. Y'all got some more money now. That's cool.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. The next season. Obviously, I think they're hinting towards Onslaught because I know damn well Magneto ain't gone. So.
He looked pretty dusty to me when he took that cannon through the chest.
No, it wasn't the chest. He got his back blown out. He did.
Yes, he did.
I mean, I'm just saying he did.
He did.
I'm just saying.
He did.
So you're saying Jon Stewart is in this one too?
Yes. Very good.
I am watching A Shop for Killers.
Oh, what's that?
So if you are into K-dramas or I guess J-dramas, it's a whole genre of Asian violence. It is a young lady finds out that the person who has been caring for her is an assassin, and there's a death at the beginning. And I don't want to get into it too much, but suffice it to say, there's some really good examples of really cool violence. So if you like that.
Oh, I saw the trailer for this where she inherits, like, it's an actual shop.
Yeah, she
killers go to get stuff.
She inherits the business basically.
Wow. Okay, so this is good. Okay, I saw the trailer for this and I was like, I'll wait.
So
Look, I'll say this, man. After watching Agent Kim reactivate, I'm like, oh yeah, Tom knows what the fuck he's talking about. Tom recommends a K drama. I am telling you, do not sleep. Watch it immediately because that Agent Kim reactivated. I'm still like, that shit was great.
And
Love
that's a
that.
good balance. That's a good balance of action and humor as well. With his little buddies, his warriors.
A shop for killers.
Yeah.
Got you. I'm down with that. I am down with that. I would ask Mo what he's watching. But Mo had a sneezing fit. I don't know if you've all ever heard us on the radio when Mo catches a sneezing fit and it can damn near shut down the show. He gets these allergic reactions and it is just nonstop. He cannot stop sneezing, and it's crazy when it happens. So we will catch up with Mo at a later date and see what he's watching. But I'm not sure if we have anything really popping coming out next week. I don't know. Because I think now, I mean,
Insidious.
Ooh, oh yeah, I know you're into horror. I don't get down with that stuff.
Right.
But I do want to hear what you have to say about it. So okay, cool. Insidious. We'll have more Reacher, and we'll have more Green Lantern. And shouts out to Spider-Man at already
2 billion.
And really with nothing coming out to take it out of at least, I'd say there's nothing coming out to take it out of the top 3, much less the top 5. This film may get closer to 2.5, if not 3, because they're still talking about pumping in some more money into promotion for it. So I'm like, yeah, they're gonna ride this one out because again, there's nothing coming out. Nothing that can stop people from seeing.
Nothing coming out I'm looking it up right now, and really there's nothing coming out for until maybe October.
I'd be surprised if it got to 3 billion, but it might get 2.7, 2.5 around that area.
Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to the new Ridley Scott thing, the apocalyptic the Dog Stars.
Oh, yeah.
And I still wouldn't consider that a major release. It's certain, but I mean, if Brand New Day tumbles another 50%, it'll still be at 35 million for the weekend. Yeah. And so I mean, I don't see Insidious beating that.
I mean, it is still knocking out some really, really solid showings, even with the summer being over. Like you have one of the largest theaters at AMC Burbank right now, over half full, and this is at a 7:30 show for tomorrow night. So I'm this show is still packed out like that.
I saw it on Saturday and it was packed out. I was sitting front row.
It's a big theater.
I mean, all the movies, all the showings were showing until we're all sold out or 90% sold out to front row seating only.
I mean, I'll say this, for this coming Friday, the 21st, the 10 p.m. show sold out. Okay. So I mean that means that people are waiting for the weekend to go and see this again. So if Friday shows are selling out like that, then this film, definitely 2.5. I mean, and this is a major accomplishment, not just for superhero films and anything in the genre, but I know this is a major accomplishment for theaters like AMC, who took it upon themselves to start showing more showings of it in more theaters. I think that was a smart move on their part to open up more screens, because it's bringing the people in. And Monday through Friday, no one is going to go see anything. School's back. But on the weekends, again, this film will probably still be, I'd say, in the top 3, top 4 coming out this weekend again. So it's rolling.
I'm seeing it again tomorrow.
I would put it the odds-on favorite to stay at number 1. I don't think it's top 3. I think the only thing that has a ghost of a chance is Insidious. And if somehow the hype has died, Insidious is a much smaller franchise with a much smaller budget, and it's much more niche. because it's horror.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they are tracking supposedly for between 25 and 30 million. So if there is another 50% fall, then it could. But this is also going to be I think the second weekend that IMAX is available for Brand New Day.
Right.
And so I would expect there to be perhaps a little bit less of a typical fourth week fall off of 50% of the previous week, just because of IMAX dollars.
And that's the one that's the 10 o'clock one in Burbank that sold out. It's the IMAX.
Right. So
that's why I'm like, yep.
Yeah, and again, we do a big we are all very concerned about the weekends, but this movie is making as much during the week as it makes in a weekend.
Yeah, very true. Very true. All right. Well,
I mean, it's worth it. It's completely worth it. So
I don't know if I mean I think it'll probably land around 2-3.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think 3 is happening.
Yeah, well, 3's not happening.
Yeah, no, 2.3. Okay.
I think about 2.3. I just don't see it like Avatar when the first Avatar made that. It's the legs on that movie. It went into the holiday season, and I don't see Brand New Day holding on that long. I think it may get a goose over Memorial Day weekend, but
that's fair.
It's ending the cycle.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But the problem becomes what is going to even really be out there. I mean, there's Coyote versus Acme, but I mean, is that really a major show?
No, it almost didn't get released, so they're not super strong about that.
So I mean, is the next major film coming out not until October, November?
Seems like it.
Maybe, because I mean, Clayface is probably the only thing that's gonna have any real push behind it.
Clayface ain't doing all that.
That's what I'm saying. Clayface
is certainly not. It's not going to be the Joker.
No, I mean, and there's nothing coming out really and truly to bring people back in until Doomsday.
Speaking of Doomsday, I think it's funny that
Practical Magic maybe
that Dune 3 is going to be released 4 days early. All of a sudden, I thought that was pretty funny.
Wait, Dune 3 is doing what now?
Gonna be
they moved
4 days early.
4 days early, so that they don't have to compete directly with opening day of Doomsday. So after all that finagling with the exclusive IMAX window, they're blinking.
Yeah, sure did.
They know that going up against Doomsday in the aftermath of Brand New Day is a losing proposition.
For I am Doom.
Yeah, they don't want to get smacked in the opening weekend.
Yeah.
And they were heading for a smacking.
The pre-sales are already better than Brand New Day. This movie is going to make a fucking feast.
It really will.
You know about Doomsday?
Doomsday, yeah.
Yeah, of course. And I don't know that you're going to see. I mean, you could see some Dunes Day like they did with Barbieheimer. I think it's a similar constituency in the core movie group. So there will be people who will double dip and just. But I will say this: I haven't bought my ticket for Doom.
No,
I
haven't either.
I bought tickets on concurrent days for Doomsday. I'm seeing it the day it opens, and then I'm seeing it with my boys the day after because I was not going to not see it on the day it opens.
Okay, so the thing that's coming up that we're supposed to anticipate is in October, Street Fighter. In October,
but the Street Fighter is going to do whatchamacallit number. Street Fighter is going to do Mortal Kombat numbers.
Okay, I get it, but I'm saying Clayface is in October. The Cat in the Hat in November.
Nope.
Godzilla -Zero again is coming out.
I'm watching that, but that's still not going to do it.
No,
I'm absolutely watching -Zero, but
for sure.
Yeah,
and Hunger Games.
No,
Hunger Games in November. People are looking forward to Hunger Games.
No, I'm just
a major
saying
franchise.
It is, but
and
Jumanji. Song of Swallows and Snakes or whatever didn't. Now I'm actually more intrigued with this next Jumanji. I think the trailer is endearing. Movie guy, yes, I'm looking forward to Dog Stars. I absolutely.
And that's it.
It's just I just know it's not going to be a major hit.
No.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, the other thing is Dune and Doomsday.
That's it. Yeah, But already, this year, just to where we are in this point, because of mostly on the backs of Odyssey and Brand New Day, is the biggest box office year since 2019.
True that.
And so that's good.
And if you decide to go to Universal Studios, you get an up close, very, very up close picture, up close so much that I can almost reach to touch the main boat in the Odyssey.
Ah.
I mean, I don't know if that's a selling point. I'm just putting it out there.
I still don't understand. I still don't understand how that movie made all that money. But Brand New Day also is the highest grossing film in Sony history at this point.
Really? Be like it might be the third highest grossing movie ever when it's all said and done.
But when it's all said and done, could be. And it's I don't know if I think it's going to break the $1 billion domestic that Force Awakens did. I think there was so much pent up demand for Force Awakens. I don't see this movie making another 250.
Yeah, it'd be hard.
Domestic. I just don't see the daylight on it. But if it limps through, in aggregate another 2 weeks of $60+ million grosses domestic, and it does, twice that internationally, but which I don't see, then 2.5 is possible, but I think probably closer to 2-3 is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, cool. Good shit.
All right, let's wrap.
All right, Dr. Liz, till next week, take us out, sister girl.
Good night, everyone.
Big bang.
Let me tell y'all something. Ain't nothing better than eating off of the man's grill. You know what it is, Liz? You know what it is?
Tom.
Where is my lantern suit?
Perfection. Excelsior.